2. I did it! I ran a freaking... That was on a mission, guys. I'm off to the track again. I'm really crunching for that 10. Everyone knows that I'm going for a 10. I've been low 11s for 2 years now, and it's time to break that seal. So what I've done in the last week is I have adjusted my clutches big time. So I spent a bunch of time and I adjusted my clutches to engage at the same time, or actually having a more front bias to the clutch engaging. Reason being is I'm breaking back axles, and it's because of the weight transfer, number 1, and number 2, the clutch was actually grabbing first. So it was putting power to the back wheels before power back to the front wheels, and it was making the car really unpredictable. Like, I was launching it as if 4 wheels were getting power off the actual clutch launch, and it was just the back. I was about an inch off. I don't know what happened, because a couple track days ago, I think maybe 3 track days ago, I set it up and I assumed it wouldn't change. But the last time I was at the track, which was last Saturday, I didn't make a video on it because I got there and it rained. But anyways, I was sitting in line and I was checking things over because it was just gonna be rained out anyways. So I noticed that the clutches weren't engaging at the same time, just by riding the clutches and having both in gear, and then seeing which one was actually didn't have any load on it. So the one that didn't have load on it would pull out. So I was able to pull out the rear shifter for the rear engine. So I've got it dialed in so it has more slip on the back. So I actually am grabbing the clutch quicker in the front. So I'm gonna try that. And just from moving it around in the shop, just from riding the clutch, moving it around, it was way more power responsive because it was putting power down from both the engines in unison, rather than it just being the back and then the front engine just literally being clutched in. So got lots to learn, lots to do, but I think I made a good improvement, so I'm gonna try it. Look how dead it is. I'm pretty much one of 3 cars at the moment. Honestly, I haven't seen this dead in a long time. It hasn't started yet because it starts at 7, but this is good news because it might actually be fairly dead today and I get a bunch of passes in. Just letting the old girl warm up. Wish me luck. I hope today goes smooth. Woo! This car is so hard to turn with the welded diff. It's so annoying. Alright, I've got her fueled up, and I think my plan is going to be just working on that 60 foot. So I'm gonna do a hit, go back in the line, do another hit, and I'm gonna leave the hood off because I'm not gonna be going fast because I'm gonna let off early and just look at that 60 foot and go from there. So I'm gonna maybe be able to get 3 passes out of 1 tank fill up, so that's convenient, and it also won't heat up the car, so I'll be able to hot lap it more because I'm not gonna be doing the back half of the track or even close to that. So I need to get that 6 foot down. If I can figure that out, then I'm well on my ways to a 10. All I have to do is get this thing leaving the line at a blistering rate, like it should be, and it should be a 10. So, hope it's today, guys. My 8th mile has been consistently 1.84 on a good launch. So I'm trying to get into the 1.7s or 1.6s. We'll start at doing 1.7s, or even see if we can get a 1.8 to start. You just gotta get the car working and then change one thing at a time. So I've changed the clutch approach completely. So now it's time to test that, see what happens. And I think I'm gonna do 2 passes without changing anything. And I'm gonna sit on the 2-step right to the floor and then just use my clutch. I have not turned my 2-step up at all, so I'm gonna just see where I'm at. I don't want to turn anything up because just do one thing at a time. That felt good right there even, then I was just leaving slowly. All right, here we go. on a mission, guys. It's already doing way better. I'm so happy. 760 foot, I'm back! This is gonna go 10s today! Woo! It's time to make this thing fly! So like I was talking about earlier, 60 foot. That's what I'm working on. 60 foot is very important. Quarter mile is all about the start, and that is the first 60 feet within the starting line. And if you can get your car moving out of the hole, you're getting close to the end because you're already moving. So the better you get it, the better you're off. So I would love to see a 1.6. I'm gonna keep trying to get that, but I just wanted to explain 60 foot. It's very important. Like that? That's insane. Gets down. All right, since it's working with the whole clutch system, I'm going to turn the launch control up by 200 RPM on each engine. And now I'm going to turn up the front launch control by 200 RPM. You like that?
Exhaust straight out the back there.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about running?
I'm hoping for a 10.
A 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Jesus.
If it's gonna leave good, I'm gonna do a full pass and see what happens. I did it! I ran a freaking 10! Woo! That is it, baby! 10, 9, 8. That's wild, eh?
Yeah, what motor is this?
V6 out of a Ford Probe.
And then you have your regular...
Nope, V6 out of a Ford Probe as well.
Holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. It's a fucking race car.
Yeah.
Like legit fucking... I'm guessing it's all-wheel drive then.
Yeah, man. It's actually starting to work pretty good now, but I'm having trouble letting it really get out on the line. But I'm getting better, so.
I hope to see you in the 9 with this. Dual motor.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, you don't see this ever there.
Nope, it's the only one that's H pattern in the world. The only twin engine H pattern, so it's 5-speed.
How long did it take you to build this?
5 years.
Nice job, man.
Thanks,
nice
dude.
Job.
Thank you. So I just ran my first 10 and I am freaking ecstatic. I've been working that for 5 years and it's a moment and a half, that's for sure. Worked so hard for it, and it was even harder than doing a single engine build because I had so much more to worry about. 2 engines, 2 trannies, 2 clutches, 2 shifters, everything. So I'm freaking stoked. So now, since I'm going quick, that 60 foot actually wasn't as good as my latest. That was that was an 11.79, so I can do much better than that because I had it down to 11.76. So I did spin, and I'm pretty sure I spun the front tires. So what I think I'm gonna do is do 2 burnouts. Do a front burnout, back burnout, and then launch it again. And then see if I can get it to leap even harder. I just ran my first 10-second pass on bone stock transmissions, bone stock axles, and no burnout. All right, time to make this thing even quicker. So what I think I'm gonna do is tighten up the rear suspension a bit, because I did spin the front tires. So I'm getting a lot of weight transfer, and weight transfer is due to the back end. So the tighter the back end, the less the front end comes up, because it squats like this, the back end goes down, and the front end comes up. So what I'm gonna do is just do a couple clicks on the back here, and then see how it reacts to that. Because I did spin on the front. It doesn't worry me or anything. I don't think I'll break an axle because I do have a lot of weight transfer. So I really do want to do a front burnout, but at the same time, I don't know how to do that without going, like, I need to get in the water box to do a burnout, but I can't do that without rolling in the water box with the back. So and then that would require a burnout in the back too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. We'll see. Yeah, at this point, this car's literally scaring me. Like, in the top end, it pulls so hard. It is terrifying. And I'm like working the thing with the steering wheel. I'm like that, back and forth, full left, full right. It's a handful, but it's great. Feels great. I'm freaking stoked. I just ran a 10. I'm freaking pumped. So the last pass, I data logged, and now I've adjusted the back engine a little bit. It was running a little bit lean in first gear, so I added just 2% fuel, and we're gonna see if it's gonna run perfect. Every pass I'm tuning, every single pass. Literally, I'm on my dash here, tuning away, and I honestly think I'm very close to having the rear engine completely dialed in. So then I can move to the front engine, and then I can data log that with it turned up a bit. Oh man, I was freaking pumped.
Oh yeah.
So that wasn't my best 60 foot yet, but
What was it?
it was a 179 60 foot.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be better. Oh yeah.
It's just getting it down, right?
Yeah.
It's so difficult because I have to like tune my clutches to mate up together.
Yeah.
Down this, like, out of the hole.
Yeah.
Because at first I was having the back engine grab quicker and I was just snapping axles.
Yeah.
Now I have the front grabbing a little bit quicker.
And the back catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's working, but it can do, I know it can do 1.6 for sure.
Yeah, you definitely do it.
Because stocks STIs can do like 1.5. Like,
Yeah.
it's just getting her there, right?
Yeah.
So,
Sweet.
yeah, man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. What's that?
Say that last one you ran, Rip.
Oh yeah, she was, man, in the top end I was shitting my pants.
Yeah.
It's a twin turbo V12. Technically.
Yeah,
This has got turbo V6.
Oh wait, no.
yeah, turbo V6.
Yeah, I was
Turbo
gonna say,
V6.
I got ahead of myself. And there's one in the back.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
Oh dude, it sounds crazy in here too.
Yeah, I can imagine with both motors.
In between gears, and then it's just right back in the boost. It's crazy.
What are you running for boost?
27 pounds in the back and 12 in the front.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And the thing is, man, on the dyno, I was on 12 pounds in the back and it made 408. Now I'm at 27. So who knows what
Yeah,
it
who
makes?
knows what it's cranking out now.
It could be making over 5. Like, who knows?
That's fucking sweet. Shall we?
Another 10995 at a 1.9 60 foot. We're making progress here. That was a worse 60 foot and it went quicker. Holy crap. This car is a freaking monster. I literally roasted the tires and got a 1.87 60 foot, which is a 1.9. greatest moment ever. Oh my God. So I've got a handful of passes here. 2 of them are 10s, and we're gonna take a look at them. My last pass, I did 106 in the 8th mile. That is crazy. That is definitely my best 8th. So I don't know if it was because of the wheel spin that it just stayed in boost because it was just right off the limiter, but okay, now what I'm gonna do is do 2 burnouts and see what happens, not change anything. So because I keep roasting the tires, now I need to put more power down, and I need to put the same power down to the ground but not spin, and it'll go quicker out of the hole. I definitely could turn up the front engine, but honestly, I can keep that at a later date, just work on the 60 foot, run 10s all day if I really can, and the car will last longer because this is bone stock internals. All I did was change the intake, injectors, valve covers, header, whatever, just the normal crap. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. It's wild. What a time to be alive. I'm really proud of myself. That was very difficult. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a burnout and then be easy on the riding. So I'm gonna ride the clutches and see if I can get this thing to really go down. All right, so it's getting dark, so the air is getting nice and cool. So the car is gonna make more power. That will help in the top end, but not in the bottom end because I'm still having traction problems and all that fun stuff. But I'm not breaking axles yet, so why not break some axles, do a burnout, and see what happens when I launch it with the same settings. I might break an axle, but I won't cry. I've got 5 with me. Here we go. I have 11 pounds of air in all the tires, and I'm gonna do a burnout with the front, and then I'm gonna do a burnout with the back, and do the same thing. And hopefully I don't spin, and I go a bit quicker. Times. I can't wait to improve even more. It's just baby steps, right guys? Scott's gonna make a rip. He's going for a 10. Let's see what happens. Took some out of the clutch and gonna give her a shot.
Oh, light on.
So yeah, I don't know what happened in the last pass. It felt really bad, like an axle snapped, but it didn't. So I took it down just like the roads beside the track. Well, not like street roads, like literally beside the lanes, and the clutch didn't spin or nothing. So I'm gonna do one more pass to make sure everything's okay. So when I come maybe next week, I don't want to bring it here and not know that there's a problem. So this will I'll make sure that there isn't a problem, because it could be a potential clutch slip. I'm not sure. I'm kind of wondering if the clutch in the rear was really hot from doing close to back-to-back passes. So I've had the car sitting for 45 minutes. We watched Scott do a rip on his sled, so it should be cool enough if that is the case. So do another pass. with the back engine, it seems all weird. Yeah, so that was weird. When I was launching it, like the last 2 passes, the rear engine was cutting out. So I shouldn't have cut that off because it's gonna die. Shoot. It's dead. Anyways, yeah, so it was cutting out. I'd like to look at that log, that's for sure. Because I found some time and I looked down and it was full lean on the gauge. So either no fuel was going in or it was fully ignition cutting. I don't know why. Maybe my clutch switch was touching and it was making it go into 2-step. I'm not sure. It's acting funny. But then all of a sudden it'll just wake up and take off. I'm also wondering if maybe it was because my battery's pretty dead. That could be a possibility, and it was only waking up once it got to a certain RPM, then it had enough voltage to go. But honestly, I do think that's what it was. Hey, bud.
That thing is sick, man.
So the minimum voltage was 12.3, which is pretty low when it's running, because the alternator is supposed to be spinning that up to 12.8 plus. So the max was at 12.8 and the low was at 12.3. So it might be because of the bad or discharged battery, because we had to bump it twice. So this battery's hurting. It's literally a scrapyard battery that's 3 years old. It's not even a dry cell. So I probably need a new battery. That might be why. And then it just wakes up, because it says that this log is corrupted. So it must be cutting out for some reason. It's got 2 fuel injected engines, obviously, and that's got a lot of draw, and the battery isn't holding amps, whatever. So there's another thing that I have to address, and when I get this hatch up to 130 whatever miles an hour, it's literally bending this up from the air coming this way. So I've got to figure out something there. I have a strap in there, you can see it, but that's not enough to hold it in. It's just way too fast for way too thin of metal. So I've got to figure that out, but that was a sick day. So the thing about 5-speed is you literally have to take the power away from the wheels 5 times. I shift 5 times, and that literally just shaves a second on to your actual quarter-mile time. And it's because you're literally not accelerating when you're shifting. It's just the way it is. It's the battle you get, because automatics, they have torque converters and they always have power to it. And even at the line, you can make so much power at the line because it's just by hydraulic fluid. And with a clutch, it's either slipping or bogging the engine. It's one or the other, basically. So it's very hard to get a good pass out of standard. I can improve, number one, because I need to learn how to drive it. I'm not ashamed to admit that I can definitely drive it better. I'm driving it well, but I know I can drive better. There's improvements there. There's improvements with different transmissions. There's lots of ways to improve. And I still don't have 3rd gear. So there's a few things that I can improve on, because the mile an hour I'm getting with this 10-second pass, which is like 133 miles an hour in the quarter mile, 9-second cars are getting that, or even slower. So say an automatic Trans Am with a big engine in it, whatever, stages up, does a launch, and he's powering to the end because he's automatic, runs frickin' 9.8 at 128 miles an hour. And my car's literally going faster. It's just not quicker. Quicker is time, fast is speed, like in mile an hour. So it's really cool to know that I built something that's fast like that. Like a 9-second car is insane. Like it just, your temples are getting pulled, like your head wants to just like smash the back of the seat. It's wild. It's definitely wild. And I'm really proud of what I've built, that's for sure. But yeah, I really do want to go deeper into the 10s. I've got a couple ideas, but I'll leave that for the next episode, obviously. But at the end, I did have some issues with it not actually accelerating with the back engine. And I think it was because of my battery. I don't think there was enough volts because I had to bump it. And I just don't think there was enough amps left in the battery. But that battery is literally 3 years old from the scrapyard. So it's done its job. But I definitely need to get a dry cell that's good. I just can't justify spending $300 on the battery. Hopefully I can find something cheaper. That's just so expensive. So yeah. All right, I'm just driving home. It was a great day. Ran my 10s. Woo! That is so exciting. So now it's just get it quicker. See you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe.